And we're live. I'm Adolfo Ferranda, and Greg is new microphone boy, new microphone boy, new microphone boy, and he is Greg.
I love it. I love it. Welcome, man. This is the gift show for 2016, huh?
Yeah, gifts. So a lot of stuff has happened. Again, whenever we talk to each other, it's like a cataclysm. We have a new president-elect.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So
we're apolitical on this channel.
But in terms of how it affects technology is an interesting topic, right?
Yes, let's talk about that.
Because things that are important to the Valley and technology are things like immigration, for instance, right? H-1B visas are used extensively in the tech community. We hear a sort of anti-immigration stance by Trump, yet, and I think it was certain potential cabinet members, but one of them, and who was a huge backer of Donald Trump, was a little guy named Peter Thiel, who's a big, gigantic venture capitalist out of Silicon Valley. And he's, I would argue, is more libertarian and than really Republican. And his stance on immigration has been one of welcoming. Like, there is no sort of immigration sort of policy there. Like this whole paperwork and, you know, having to go through H-1Bs and all that ridiculousness is, to him, is ridiculous, right?
Right.
So there's these weird potential sort of dichotomies within the Trump cabinet and what could happen in terms of talent and leadership in tech.
Yeah, I mean, it blows me away with Thiel because, like, he's the guy who created that ship that's off the coast, remember?
Right. A Libertarian Island or whatever he wanted to do. Yeah, that's right. It was primarily because of this reason, right? Because of this citizenship stuff, right?
Right.
And the obstacles to hiring qualified talent, or however you want to perceive it, and all that entails. So interesting times, man.
Totally. Let's the actions speak louder than words, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, yeah. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. It's all speculative right now. It's just
the Thiel thing would kind of always threw me for a loop. I agree with you because it like, as they say, politics make strange bedfellows at times. That was the strangest bedfellow I saw in there.
Right, and then you have all this talk about Facebook, right, and fake news. And then also we have the issue of Apple, right? And tariffs potentially, implementing tariffs, and so manufacturing is done within the U.S. or for tax breaks for them to get some of that big tech money back on the mainland versus overseas, right?
Sigh. Just as a sigh.
And then we have other things too, like I know Trump had a hit list, right, of companies, and one of those companies was Amazon, and Jeff Bezos in particular.
I saw that article with Bezos. Gosh,
which again is really interesting because I see people in my feed, and they're a big popular thing is now this sort of thing to boycott certain companies, right, that are associated with Trump. If you're like an anti-Trump, if you stand on that side of things, there's this list of companies, obviously all the Trump industries, but one of the companies that was listed in that I've been telling everyone, hey, this is weird, was Amazon. And I told them, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't mean to rain on anyone's parade here, but this list is a bit dubious because I know Amazon in particular is on his sort of political enemies list or whatever. So,
well, I think I read something like in the Guardian that Bezos indirectly owns the Washington Post or something like that.
Yeah.
He's been
I think outright.
Totally anti-Trump.
Yeah. It's kind of a reverse Rupert Murdoch kind of situation, right, or whatever. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I mean, I wouldn't have known that. I don't know. But that kind of came out just recently because of this. I don't know.
So I mean, there's fun. What I mean is, like, there's funny impacts, interesting impacts, I should say, throughout the tech community due to this the shift that is coming, right? I mean, gaming of Facebook was a really interesting one in a way to influence the election, right? One way or another, and the churning of certain stories and things like that to make people, behave in certain ways, I guess.
Well, I think it's interesting how the world shifts, right? Is that remember in the early days of social, and we're talking about 5-6 years ago, maybe even 7. People were always being warned. Do not believe everything you read on blogs and the internet, right? I mean, I know that's probably, I don't know. I feel it's less true today than it was, when that first issue came out.
What do you mean less true? Like that people should believe or should not believe?
Or should not, should not, you should always double check their sources.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're such, I think a couple months ago, there was this article that came across on a blog that says, we only share titles, not articles anymore.
Yeah, true that. I don't know how many times I've shared an article with my wife and had not read it just because of the title or something like that. And she's like, she always calls me on it, and I'm like, honestly, I just kind of skimmed the title. Maybe the first paragraph sounded good.
I might have read the subtitle underneath.
Yeah. That's about the extent of it. But there's a reason. I remember hearing several years ago that Facebook and all these companies were hiring all these sociologists, right?
Yeah.
And we were all speculating, how, they were positioning, making social effective. And I remember seeing some bragging by some of these social media employees in some articles saying that we can change thoughts of people, by studying their behavior and posting certain things at certain times. And I think it's really come to fruition, like completely, right? And I think that's more where people sort of need to, if you're looking at your, Facebook timeline, to really second guess what's coming through your timeline and what is the algorithm sort of doing to sway your emotion, your thought process, your beliefs, or whatever. Let alone sell anything to you, right? I guess it's a way of selling you anyways, but.
Yeah, and I've always kind of when you get those links of like some incredible title that you see there and you have to click it because it's just so incredulous, right? That it almost makes you, go batty that you have to find out. And it goes to the site that has kind of like a splash type inquire face to it, you know what I mean? I used to know those things, right? And those are the news sources I definitely do not trust. And there's a lot of times I know a lot of people, I won't say who, but a lot of people would forward me that post on an email, sometimes, and I'll check it out. You really believe this?
Right. And boom, you're in the funnel. Yeah, right. You're in the water slide of sales or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
or to sign a particular petition or whatever, maybe email address harvesting or whatever it is.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out after this is all over, when this whole thing is over, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And Trump comes out and exposes how he actually won the election would be really fascinating, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it should be an interesting case study if we.
Yeah,
when we get to that point.
If he hired a bunch of social scientists himself, so.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Enough
of that. Man. All right.
Well, enough of that, but that was an interesting thing. All right, let's start gifting and guiding you guys. Gifting. Guiding.
This is the fun part now. With Big
I'm the
Friday
captain on the love boat of gifting.
Less than a week away, right? Less than a week away.
That's right.
Black Friday and then Cyber Monday is really what you want to play for as well, right? So, and
Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, let's go
start Tuesday,
with
Cyber Wednesday.
Pre-Black Friday sales.
Yeah. Cyborg Adolfo.
Cyber Adolfo. Sales Greg. Anyway, let's start with your first one there, man. Segway Mini Pro. It's interesting. Tell me about it.
So hopefully I'm sharing my screen here. And can you see it, Greg?
Yep.
All right, beautiful. So I'm the
Beautiful.
only person in the world that wanted a Segway more than anyone, the original one. And I don't care if I look like a dork. And I told everyone they're going to be all over the sidewalks. I was a believer, right? We're going to take over the world with the Segway. And then they kind of faded away, right? Well, we saw the rise of the those biped scooter or whatever those things, those standing scooters, you know.
Yeah.
And basically a Segway without a handle on it, right? And so look who got back in the game, Segway. And they're effectively selling one of those like power boards now kind of thing, but with like a little kind of and you're seeing in the video hopefully now, something that goes between your knees to help you drive. So this is effectively a Segway, right? With but in the guise of a hoverboard. It's a little more affordable too, and it looks like a lot of fun, you know. And they sell these things on Amazon. I know that they're showing buy from Amazon below, and you know they're pretty burly in terms of strength and stuff. Let's start looking. They're pretty quick. They have a security feature on it, obviously, too, and an app, a phone app. So you're looking at a battery range, 14 miles here, 800 watt, 10 miles an hour, and it can go up and down hills. It's got that whole Segway, you know, build in it.
Wow.
There's the Bluetooth phone app where you can like secure the Segway when you leave it. You'll see all the quality and expectations that you would have. You got lights on this thing.
Damn.
You know, lightweight, they say, ready to transport versus a gigantic Segway, obviously. I'm sure it's not terribly light. The insides, nice type of thing. Aircraft grade alloy frame. Yeah. So get it from Amazon. It goes on sales. I think it's roughly around 700 plus right now. And it tends to go on sale. I think it was $1,000 for a while, dropped down to 700 something. So pop into Amazon, check out our show notes. We got a link to it. This is the new Segway Mini Pro.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
All right, Greg. What about you, man?
Oh, yeah, well, let's go to the Toshiba Connect II. Now, you know, everyone's ranting about, oh, we don't have a SD port on my MacBook anymore, right? And you know, they're getting rid of all the. Well, the Toshiba Connect, you know, this has been around a while, but I want you guys to take a look at this. This is your way out of that mess. Is that you just plug in the SD card directly into the drive itself, and it'll do an automatic transfer. Right now, you have to set that up, of course, but that's the name of the game, and it's wireless. So cool. You know, you could charge it through the USB, and then what happens is that you can just carry it on portably after that, and it connects up just like a regular hotspot. You'll see it on your computer. You can just transfer files back and forth, and life's good again. Yeah, so that's something. I mean, you know, there's other companies that have that. You know, their hard drive companies have that, but this one seems to be the most reasonable. Now, you know, I tried some of the software. It's a little bit clunky. And the only way you can actually control the wireless features is through your phone. So there's a little bit of user interface issues here, but I think the concept is really great. And for those guys who lost their SD card, you know, on the MacBooks, you don't need that anymore. You have this thing. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
Very good tip, man. Nice price too.
Yeah. 3 terabytes. You get something a little bit over $100, man. That's 3 incredible. Terabytes. Yeah.
All right,
man. Let's go to the next one.
All right. So this is the Skybell. So more IoT kind of stuff. It's a doorbell, basically, right? But what's really cool about it is it has a decent little camera in it too, plus a a microphone speaker type situation. It's nice. It can do the whole motion sensor thing. When they hit the button, obviously, it'll take some video, a little bit of video to see who's coming. It'll do snapshots and the whole thing. And what I particularly like about it, and you'll see it's getting best video doorbell, reviews from CNET and other things too. You got the color night vision, motion sensor, live monitoring, hear and speak, HD video. This is the big one here, free video recording. Typically all of these solutions like Ring or Dropcam, and any type of sort of like IoT type of camera of any sorts typically gets you in a video hosting subscription fee type of model. So whether it's annual or month to month or something. Well, Skybell doesn't have that. If you buy the product, you get it. You know, it's done. It's free. It's included in the price of the Skybell itself. So it's one time, you buy this thing and that's it. That's what's really awesome about it, in my opinion. That makes it totally worth, you know, purchasing. It's an adequate type of thing, not the best, you know, video from the reviews that I've read, you know. For a disclaimer, I don't own this, but I plan on hopefully getting one, especially for evaluation or otherwise, because of that non-subscription. We just, you know, in my opinion, we have too many subscriptions in our lives, and we're getting nickeled and dimed. And
man, tell me about it.
I think these product companies are going to need to find another way, or the storage solution is going to have to become commoditized more. When I'm surprised it's not, with the cost of AWS being so cheap, Amazon Web Services and stuff like that, and those type of cloud hosting services for these companies. So yeah, anyways, check it out, Skybell. I don't know, it's in the 200 range or something like that. I don't know.
That's wonderful. Wow. Well, and no hidden fees. That's amazing.
Yeah. Very
It is
cool.
what it is. Wow. Good
Check
job. Good job,
All right.
man. Next. Okay, you got that up. Logitech X100. Now, if you want a portable Bluetooth speaker you want to carry around, now, where it's convenient for me is that, like, I could listen to some of the podcasts or some of the videos we use, you know, while portable, and at least just check some things out. So, you know, this is really affordable. It's probably going to get even cheaper by the time Black Friday comes around. My guess is going to be below $15.
Wow, only $17 for this thing. Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
And now I think Logitech is going to release a newer product, and that's why I think they essentially they'll discontinue it. But but this is still a great bargain. You know, if you want a portable Bluetooth, you just want to keep a speaker, you want to just keep around you, you know, that this is the one.
Very interesting.
And yeah, very small, and I think it's you know, if you want a stocking stuffer buy, this is a good one. You know, a text stuffing Stalker. Stocking
stuffer. Yeah, totally.
yeah. Greg's been drinking tonight, social Greg's been drinking tonight. Yeah, I think this is a kind of a little cute speaker that you could just put into your pack and you're ready to rock, man.
Digging it.
All right,
stocking stuckers. Here we go. The next one. My next pick is the Roku streaming stick. So Roku's, you know, since the last few iterations, they've released a newer stick, which is sort of on par with their actual sort of plug-in Ethernet solution that looks like a little teeny little pizza box thing, but a very small one. Similar, it'd be a comparison to the sort of Amazon Fire TV, not the Fire Stick. It's that good. Their sticks. This stick product right here that you're looking at. It's only $50. It's works with everything. You know, what's great about the Roku is it's platform agnostic, so it runs literally on everything. There's apps for it on every platform. There are all the video services that you would want, including Amazon Video and music via their apps, from what I hear. And I have yet to have one. I do have a Amazon Fire Stick, but I'm very interested in the Roku because I just want to see more ubiquity and more sort of an open platform type of experience. And Roku looks like that may be a good solution, and I plan on definitely getting one. I've heard nothing but great reviews from people in the sort of XBMC community and the Kodi community, for those people who are cord cutters. A ton of them swear by Roku, not just for video. You can play like your subscription music through here, things like I believe Spotify and Amazon Music, as I mentioned, which is good now in this day of and Google Play actually I think works through this to some extent. And yeah, so check it out. Again, it's only $50. And yeah, so
so again, what's different between the Fire Stick and maybe the Google, Chromecast and stuff like that?
Well, the Chromecast I'm not very crazy about because it's really limited with what you can do. You need to use your phone app, which is not too cool. I'd rather have a standalone type of thing like this, where I just have my remote control to my TV and I have a stick plugged into the back of it. With the Chromecast, you're just casting. right? So if you have YouTube on your phone open, for instance, you cast a YouTube video onto your TV rather than having YouTube on your TV kind of thing.
I see.
So it's all this casting from your phone stuff. And oftentimes I use my phone for other things while I'm watching TV or while I'm watching or listening to music.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I don't want to be casting all the time from my phone or something like that. So that's been really the pitfall for Chromecast for me. I like these standalone type of stick type solutions, or little devices that plug in via Ethernet or something like that if you don't want a wireless solution. Sure. And the more open, the better. And Roku is not, they're not tied to Apple, they're not tied to Amazon, they're not tied to Google, they're not tied to any of these. So it's interesting, and they have nothing but great for reviews, and they have to compete much harder because obviously they're a smaller company than all of those other previously mentioned companies. So check it out.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah, look at that. 4.3, almost 5 stars there.
Sounds good, man. All right, cool.
Boom.
Okay, well, we're going to go next to the leader's mindset and how to win in the age of disruption. I had a chance to read this book on a review, and I'm going to release a review probably in the next couple of weeks, and
cool.
have an interview with the author. But this book I thought was a quick read, and he really quickly explained kind of like I'd say what the Silicon Valley mindset is in one little book there. Funny thing is, he's based in London, and he's a MBA prof, and so but he really had a great way of doing this and taking care of it. So anyway, let's this is one of my picks for the holiday for a quick read. So
very cool.
Check it out.
Leader's mindset. Yeah. And touching on the topic of leadership too, I would definitely, I just recently the other day went to a talk at Spotify San Francisco. I definitely encourage all of you to go to YouTube, and you can just search for Spotify Leadership or Spotify Agile. They have a fascinating approach to how they run their organization. And, as opposed to real quickly, typically an organization is sort of in a pyramid type of shape, right? When you think of shapes where there's a smart leader at the top and they trickles down with, lesser and lesser paid people till you get to the bottom people who are told what to do, right? And what Spotify has done is inverted that pyramid so that the employees are at the top, and then it sort of trickles down to the CEO type of thing. So a fascinating approach. That's 5-second description. Go to YouTube and Google Spotify Agile Leadership or whatever, how they run their company.
Got it. Nice. Cool.
Boom. All right, you guys. So speaking of like the Fire Stick and the Roku, the challenge with it, or even the Apple TV, is that you have this little remote control, right, for the device. And oftentimes you have to put in usernames and passwords or search, all the time when you're logging into these different various systems, right? Whether it's Vimeo, and you have an account there, YouTube, you got an account there, Amazon, you got an account there, Spotify, you got an account there. I could go on and on with all these things that you want to use if you're a cord cutter. So it's a real pain in the butt because you're using these little, you can see down here, the Apple TV remote control is like this little thing. It's just a button. And so you're scrolling through all this UI of letters, right? And it's a pain in the butt. So what iPazz has done, and there are other solutions out there, is they essentially have created something where you can sort of dock the remote control into their device, and you got a keyboard. So in this little instance, I'll click here. Can you see my screen, Greg, by any chance?
Yeah,
okay,
I
cool.
see a APazzPort. Okay.
Yeah, so what this little thing is, you see the sort of docking station here. I'll try to zoom in there. And you put your device in something like that. You nest it in there. And then you got a full functioning keyboard via Bluetooth. This isn't like any fantastic new technology, but it sure is a great sort of temporary solution until these companies decide to provide us with something more. I know Amazon has provided a sort of Amazon Echo type functionality in their thing, but you know, the voice to text isn't always perfect with these things, and sometimes there's some latency. So having a keyboard sort of in there to make it easier, rather than scrolling through some terrible UI of individual letter by letter, putting in, you know, your email address letter by letter and your password letter by letter, scrolling to each letter is a real challenge. So check it out, check them out. There are other solutions to this, but this is iPazzPort.com. Link is in the show notes. Nice little thing.
Nice. Wow. Good grab there, man. Exciting. Okay. What we got next? Oh, yeah. I'm sure you guys seen this. So basically, this is a marker with conductive ink, and you can just make circuits on a piece of paper with it. Basically, printed circuits. It's the cheap man's printed circuit. But you know, hey, you know, it's fun. You could get your kids into making really quickly with this. You don't need really a lot of background. I mean, in the old days, you didn't have to make a printed circuit board and etch it and all this stuff. Here, you just draw on a piece of paper, connect the battery in, and you're ready to go. So
nice.
I thought I just thought, you know, this is such a simple thing. Now, you know, you might. It is a set of markers. Type of thing
at Maker Faire. We actually did a story on this years ago.
Absolutely.
Little budding startup. It's good to see that this solution is sort of out there now on Amazon.
Yeah, and it's a marker set. So you know, you get a set of markers for this, and you know, you could color to your heart's content and learn some electronics along the way. So
very cool.
Very creative tech gadget for the kids. So anyway.
Looks like it's $50 roughly, $46 right now.
Yeah, for a set of markers. And you know, what you could do is, you know, I'm sure by the time Christmas comes around, I mean, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Wednesday, Cyber Tuesday, whatever, you'll get it for a lot less. So
Oh, see, this is the company that we covered, was Bear Paint, Conductive Paint.
Yes.
That did have a similar type of solution down here. For like $35, and then you got electric paint for $10.
Right. So. Very cool.
Very cool.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So my next pick is the Echo Dot. So again, what I've realized is having one Echo, you know, that I have, the Echo One, has been it's a challenge when it's in my kitchen. I'm in the living room. I'm kind of yelling across the room, right? And so what Amazon has done is released this little thing, which sort of makes sense, called the Echo Dot. So you can kind of pepper your room with these things. So they can even be next to each other, relatively close, you know, within like a, I don't know, 10-foot, 5-foot radius of each other, whatever. And each Echo will be smart enough to sort of know which one is the closest one, and that would be the only one that'll respond. So there's a proximity sort of detector on these things, where proximity to sound, and it's smart enough to know, and here it works incredibly well, that it should be the one. So no more screaming into the kitchen for me, you know, if there's one on the dinner table or in the living room, to my Echo One. So it's kind of cool. Also, you can have these things sort of peppered out throughout the house too. So perhaps in each room. I know for me, oftentimes I'm in my bedroom and I don't want to, you know, get up and come into the living room in order to tell my Echo to turn off all the lights in the house, for instance, or something like that, via my voice. So I could be laying in bed and just tell it to do that, and you know, that alone is a handy little type of feature, you know, let alone all the other things it can do. So check it out. They're modestly priced at $50 each, or I know they're having a deal where you buy 6 of them and you get one free. And it gets even cheaper on a 12-pack and stuff like that. So, and I know this price is just going to come down and down and down. So until I really see what Google is providing with their home device, I know that Amazon's Echo works well. You know, it's definitely the only real game in town as of right now. So check it out, the Echo Dot, $50 on Amazon. I'm sure we're going to see these things drop down in price a little bit too, as Greg said, when all these sales start hitting. Greg, you there? Oh, there's Greg. Hey, everyone. So Greg is muted. All right. Well, let's skip over his pick right now, and we'll go to my pick, which is, I'm going to share the screen here. Application, and bingo. All right, let's skip Greg's and we will go to Pizza Company. So this is obviously geared towards kids. It's from the Osmo company, where they make amazing sort of apps and hardware which integrate with the iPad using sort of augmented reality. They have a new game called Pizza Company, Pizza Co. So here's in a sort of example. I bought this for my kid and she absolutely loves it. So this is a real life testimonial where you get a customer that comes in, tells you sort of what they want in a certain way, like perhaps you'll see the image on. You have a little cardboard pizza, you throw on these virtual ingredients, which are actual physical little, type of paper cardboard things. You drop it on the pizza, and then when they smile, you get a visual indication of when the pizza's ready to be put in the oven. You can so here's an example of that. You know what to put on, and they want fish or whatever, anchovies, I suppose that is, and you can see the reaction, and then you slide it over to the right, and then you put it in the oven, and you turn over the pizza to create the cash register. Of course, that little thing has to be directly underneath the camera for it to display correctly there. And if you don't give them the correct change, then they show some dismay here. And then it's a really great sort of learning experience for your kid in terms of entrepreneurialism and basic math and making change for money. And you can set different levels so that the change is bills only, for instance, versus introducing coins, like if that's too challenging to keep whole numbers type situation. And it's really fun, and it goes on and on and on. The patrons give you reviews. With the money that you make, you can improve your store by purchasing little virtual money decorations with the money that you've earned from selling pizzas. Fantastic. Osmo has outdone themselves again with the Pizza Company app.
Nice.
So check it out here. It's fun. It's really good. It's roughly 40, I think 40-ish bucks, something like that. But it is amazing, and my kid loves it. So I couldn't recommend it more for you parents out there, or if you just like playing little kids games and making virtual pizzas, then this is for you.
Nice. Sorry, I disappeared for a while.
No worries. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right,
okay.
Greg, everything we need to know
About the Nintendo Switch? Yes.
sir.
Yeah, well, this is it's a future release, and you could so this isn't like a gift thing. You could probably pre-buy it right now, but this is kind of, when I watched the video for this thing, it was really intriguing for me because it actually was a unit that actually allows you to go from home to mobile rather seamlessly, and go on the road with it too as well. So the Nintendo Switch is really one of those devices they're looking at as more of a futuristic device that is here now, that allows you to not only play with other friends, but bring it on the road and play with other friends. So this is really, really a cool unit. I thought the concept is really cool. Nintendo is kind of definitely dusted off its cobwebs instead of, releasing another Nintendo or that other one that they just released recently.
Wow.
So I think that if you watch, so
it's modular, huh? Wow.
Very modular, yeah. And so I think this is kind of the future of, at least, some of the gaming that I see is that having the ability to go between mobile and desktop and home console, right? Something like that. Great concept. I don't know how it's going to do in the marketplace with the gamers in general, but I think it's a great concept. And,
very neat.
I think it's worth at least having a look and either doing a pre-buy or, at least waiting for the fall, the spring to see it in general. But it's a great concept. So anyway.
Great find. Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's go to the Lego animation book.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You see all these stop animation things, and why not just do it with Lego? So this book that they have here, and allows you to create your own Lego movies with no experience at all. So they'll take you through the way of how to do it, it's really kind of fun. I would say holiday thing that you know parents and kids could kind of get together and do together.
Yeah.
So this is one of my picks for the holidays, just because you know it's kind of a family oriented one where you could actually learn how to make movies and you know have fun with Lego at the same time. So
very cool.
Yeah. Please check that out. And I'm sure
only like
by the
14, $15. Yeah.
Hey, another stocking stuffer. And by the time, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever comes along,
that's right.
You should be able to get it even cheaper than that. So,
all right. My next pick to throw one is Udemy. And not just Udemy. I mean, they're having all these incredible sales. I know I might be over, but nope, it's still happening. You see these $12 prices for $75 classes. You'll find a whole bunch of them here. But this one in particular for your parents out there is by a gentleman named Robin Booth. And he is a sort of a kids expert in terms of, you know, parenting. And I think he's like from the Netherlands or something like that. And I've watched a lot of these type of books, you know, and I've read a bunch of these books. And I've watched several different types of videos in terms of parenting, trying to learn something so I can be a better parent, right? And do things right. And this guy has probably returned the most bang for the buck in terms of actual things that you can apply very quickly and that you see results extremely quickly. This guy's worked with several different celebrities. You know, you'll see it in his sort of promo videos, like actual big names and their families. And you can see why, you know, and it's a tremendous value. They have all these various topics in terms of parenting. But what I really like is sort of this sort of delivery mechanism that Udemy sort of offers for these different type of educators and all various different types of topics at very affordable prices where you can just sort of like consume in little bites, you know, as opposed to sort of committing to a big lynda.com sort of monthly, I shouldn't say big, but a monthly type of thing, depending on the return investment. You know, for disclaimer, I am a Lynda subscriber too. And I do watch some of their videos, but in particular, I see myself coming back to Udemy more and more for some reason. I'm finding a greater variety of topics, and I like the sort of voting by the general users on you can sort of, you know, upvote or not various topics and various teachers and stuff. So the quality typically rises to the top, right? So check it out, Udemy and Robin Booth. The links will be in our show notes.
Yeah. Now the difference between Udemy and LinkedIn Learning or, you know, lynda.com is that you and I could actually publish a course right on Udemy.
Right. Yeah, right? That should be clarified. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You're right.
Right. And I think,
yeah, you'll see some schlubs definitely on Udemy, like releasing some stuff that is not good quality, 100%. But you definitely want to check the rating system because, like as Greg sort of alluded to, anyone can sort of provide a course. It seems.
But again, that's kind of the beauty, or that's what gives it a wide swash.
Yes, 100%.
As you said, you know, it isn't curated like lynda.com is. It's totally, it's wide open. And obviously the ratings speak for themselves, like you said. So
right. Well, what's neat too is like you know, Robin Booth, for instance, he's based out of Europe. I've taken Ruby courses from individuals from India, right? And they are in India, and their stuff that they release is high quality because really it's how much work you put into it, right?
Right.
So if someone really busts their tail and releases some decent stuff and some good, you know, quality content, it could be of real value for a great price versus, you know, somewhere you pay somewhere else or a live class or something like that, which used to be a fortune not too long ago. Right.
And I think, you know, it's kind of neat. This is kind of like, well, I think we talked about this in one of the last podcasts, is the future of learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, where universities aren't really probably capturing as much as they would want. These services like Udemy, lynda.com / LinkedIn Learning is really filling the big gap, right?
Yeah.
And,
Udacity,
you know,
Skillshare is a bunch of these.
You know, the ability to learn quickly and then apply it to your job is more important than actually getting that degree, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, potentially. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. In reality, I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't
some
think I want a
companies hire
doctor.
by certification only for whatever reasons. Or
Yeah, I don't think I want a doctor to operate me
that's
learned
on Udemy, right?
it on Udemy.
Depends on the doctor, huh? Dr. J.
I diet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Sorry,
one
Doc.
more little fun thing I think I want to share.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Please
I can
do.
share it. This one is from Google, of all people.
Ooh.
Boom, boom. And it's called
not
Quick Draw.
Quick Draw McGraw.
It's called Quick Draw, and it is fun. You could really lose your days playing this. So what this is, it's an AI experiment. So the more you play with this, the more it learns. It's a neural network type of thing. It's doodles. You'll see. Let's just start it so we can show it to you. So it's telling me to draw a giraffe in under 20 seconds. Okay, so let's go. So there's a circle, the long neck, and let's do a body. And forgive me, I'm a terrible artist. But does a giraffe have a tail? I think it might, right? I don't know. It looks kind of like that. And it's telling me, the time clock up there. Can you guess what it is? Oh, it couldn't guess it. It says, draw a chair in under 20 seconds. Okay, got it. So this is a chair, right? Man, come on. That's a chair. That's a chair. That's a chair.
Just kidding.
All right,
oh my God.
You get it? Is it? Come on,
It's
tell
gonna
me.
be a chair. Yeah, or an H.
It's gotta be a chair.
It's an H.
Come on.
H chair.
Give it to me. Chair.
Chair H.
Chair. Sorry, couldn't get it. It says draw
What?
radio in under 20 sequence. I don't know. Is that a radio? Boom, boom.
Sure. Some antennas.
Circle. Ooh, good idea.
Antennas.
Antenna. It looks like a TV now. Maybe a little dial.
Yeah.
That's kind of. Boom.
You got it.
And I get it. Sorry, I couldn't guess it. So you get it. You know, you guys are good. You guys probably have what do you call them? The little drawing pencils for online. I'm doing this with a trackpad in my finger, which is terrible. But it's fun. It's you can lose. You know, some of our followers on Twitter have thanked us for sharing this because they've lost hours of their life on it, having fun drawing. The more artistically sort of inclined Quick Draw. So it's quickdraw with google.com. It's a fun little thing. It's cool of Google to do.
You now brought the U.S. productivity down 2% over last week. Good job. Good job.
All right, you guys. Well, let's check it out. MileIQ. Check them out. MileIQ. Use our code NerdStalker20. It's a mile tracking app. It's free to use, and right now, and all you consultants and people out there who do a lot of traveling, download it. Give it a try. MileIQ. NerdStalker20 is our code. Check out SawyerSom.com. That's for some wine stalker stuff that we got going on. Chris Sawyer has been on the road hitting all these different events, so we haven't pumped out a podcast yet. And Greg, anything else we got going on?
Well, the holidays are always good. Founders Space has its yearly Christmas party. I believe that's I'm trying to figure out. Well, first of all, on December 1st, they have the VR sports event, and we talked about that last week, and that's going to take place December 1st in Santa Clara.
December 1st, check it out. It's coming up.
So check that one out. And then, they have something called Raising Capital in Silicon Valley, which is always good. Captain Hoff, Steve Hoff, Founders Space will be navigating that one, if you want to call that that. And, they have a couple really interesting events coming up, and the Christmas party usually, like you said, is usually one of the better ones of the year for meeting not only your future founders, startups, or your future funders. So
cool. And SF New Tech has something coming up in a really cool sort of topic in November 30th called Surveillance Self-Defense Discussion and Workshop.
Right.
This is at 30 Covo at 981 Mission Street in San Francisco. Excuse me. Again, it's a surveillance self-defense discussion and workshop. I'm sure it's going to be super popular. This is, I think, a very emerging, highly emerging type of topic. I know John Adams here is former head of security at Twitter, will be speaking at the event.
Nice.
And Covo is sponsoring. Check it out, Surveillance Self-Defense Discussion Workshop, November 30th, 981 Mission Street, San Francisco. sfnewtech.com for details.
That's great. Well, thank you. That was a great tip too. So,
All right, man.
All right,
So
dude.
where can we get more information about you?
Well, you can reach me on email at socialgreg@nerdsoccer.com, and as well as below you can see my Twitter handle at socialgreg. And you know,
I forgot my Twitter handle.
oh,
On my lower
Efron?
third.
Oh, that's okay. We know what it is. At NerdStalker
At
or
NerdStalker.
Efron.
All right. Yeah, all the places for me, Greg. I don't mean to interrupt, but I did. It is at NerdStalker on Twitter. Check us out, NerdStalker TV, on YouTube, and all the places, iTunes, NerdStalker. Thumbs up, like it. We hope so. We like you. All right. Until next time, thank you, everyone, again for watching, listening to our gift guide, or as Greg likes to call it, our guide gift, our Guga. And thank you again, everyone. Thanks for watching, listening.
All right. Be careful out there.